Moldova, a small Eastern European nation nestled between Ukraine and Romania, rarely dominates international headlines. Yet, its upcoming parliamentary election has the potential to shape not only the country's political trajectory but also the broader geopolitical balance in Europe. As Moldova faces economic hardships, security concerns, and external pressures, the vote has become more than just a domestic contest. It is a referendum on the country's future orientation between East and West. A country at a crossroads. Since gaining independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, Moldova has struggled with political instability, corruption, and deep social divides. The country remains split between those who advocate closer integration with the European Union and NATO, and those who favor stronger ties with Russia. These competing visions have defined Moldovan politics for decades, and the upcoming election is expected to once again revolve around this fundamental divide. President Maia Sandu, elected in 2020, has positioned herself and her Party of Action and Solidarity (PA) as strong pro-European reformers. Under her leadership, Moldova secured EU candidate status in 2022, bringing hopes of eventual integration into the European bloc. However, her reform agenda has been challenged by entrenched corruption, a fragile economy, and the lingering influence of pro-Russian political forces. Russia's shadow and the Ukraine war. Moldova's vulnerability has increased dramatically since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. The country, which borders Ukraine's war-torn regions, has faced an influx of refugees, energy disruptions, and heightened security fears. Moscow still exerts influence through the breakaway region of Transnistria, where Russian troops remain stationed. Pro-Russian parties in Moldova often exploit these tensions, warning voters that distancing from Moscow could destabilize the country further. Russia also maintains strong media influence in Moldova, spreading narratives critical of Western alignment. The parliamentary election, therefore, is not just a choice of governance, it is a test of resilience against foreign interference. The EU factor. For the European Union, Moldova has become an important partner in its eastern neighborhood. Brussels has provided significant financial support to help the country manage the energy crisis and implement reforms. EU officials view Moldova's elections as crucial for maintaining momentum on democratic governance, judicial reform, and anti-corruption measures. A pro-European victory could accelerate Moldova's accession talks and deepen integration with the West. Conversely, a strong showing by pro-Russian forces could slow down reforms and embolden Moscow to expand its influence. In this sense, the vote carries implications far beyond Moldova's borders. Domestic challenges weighing on voters. Despite the geopolitical stakes, Moldovan citizens are primarily concerned with bread and butter issues, inflation, unemployment, and living standards. The war in Ukraine has caused significant economic disruption, while energy price spikes have strained household budgets. Many voters are disillusioned with political elites in general, blaming them for corruption and mismanagement. This frustration creates fertile ground for populist messages. Opposition groups argue that European integration has not delivered tangible benefits, while promising stability through renewed engagement with Russia. Such arguments could sway undecided voters, particularly in rural areas and among older generations. Why it matters. Moldova's parliamentary election matters because it represents more than a transfer of power. It is a decision on the nation's strategic path: continue pursuing closer ties with the European Union or pivot back toward Russia's orbit. For the West, supporting Moldova means strengthening democracy on the EU's eastern flank. For Russia, the election offers a chance to claw back influence in a region slipping from its control. The outcome will also resonate in neighboring Ukraine, where the war has underscored the importance of stable, pro-Western governments nearby. A Moldova aligned with Europe could serve as both a symbolic and practical partner in defending the region's independence from Russian coercion. Conclusion: as Moldovans head to the polls, the stakes are high. The result will shape not only the country's political and economic trajectory but also the broader struggle between democratic integration and authoritarian influence in Eastern Europe. For a small country of just over 2.5 million people, Moldova's choice could send powerful ripples across the continent, making this election one that the world should watch closely.